So much drama has been happening in the last, what, 20, 30 hours with FC Barcelona. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the recap. We have my boy today, Oscar Footy. What's up with all this drama? But let's start it first with Iñigo Martinez. Have you heard Iñigo Martinez to the Saudi League?
Yep, out of nowhere, bro. There was no rumors, no reports about it. It just dropped.
It literally just dropped. I didn't believe it, so I was like, Fabrizio Romano. He's like, it's happening. And then I saw the other reporter, Barca's going to get like 5 to 10 mil. I was like, oh, that's great business.
Exactly. That's what I thought as well. When I first saw it drop, I'm thinking, okay, a lot of people don't want him out, right? After
No,
the season, I get it.
yeah, I don't.
People realize too, right? First of all, he knows his body more than anyone else. If he can't play 50 to 60 games at the top level, he's gonna be the first type of player to tell the club, I can't do this no more. So I'm sure that's part of the reason why he left as well. So and then you have to take into consideration he's on over 160,000 a week, about 10 million a year. It's not the crazy amount at Barcelona, but it's a good amount, especially for our issues. So letting go of
Exactly.
34 years old at the same time, very injury prone. It wasn't the worst deal, and I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna get 5 to 10 million off of him. I'm fine with that. Plus, we're taking him off of our wage bill. That was
Yeah.
my first thought process about it. And I remember I was actually about to make a video, and I finished making it, and then out of nowhere I see it's actually for free. And I'm thinking we're not getting anything off of him. And
You,
well,
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
agree. I agree. Even though we're not getting anything for his transfer, it's a win-win-win.
It is. Yeah.
Saudi League gets a good player. Indigo's going to get paid really good money. And like you said,
Absolutely.
he already knows that he's injury prone and he can't play at that level for so many games. Okay, we don't get those 5, $10 million, but we get him off the wage bill. And
Exactly.
with the issue that Barcelona is having right now, I wouldn't be surprised that Indigo is such a Barca fan, such
Yeah.
a culé in heart that he was like, you know what? I have this option. Other vehicles are not going to happen. And if I can leave, then we free up some wage money and you can register somebody else that's going to bring the club up to the next level. I was firstly shocked because my back line is Indigo and Cubarsi. You
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
move those guys. But now I'm like, what the heck? We have Christensen, we have Araujo, Gerard Martin. They've
Yeah.
been trying them in the preseason.
Now I'm starting to realize those games where Gerard Martin was playing as a left center back, it wasn't a coincidence. This was already planned. Even though we weren't getting any rumors about it, this was something that the club was already telling Hansi Flick. It's more than likely that he might have to leave. So Hansi Flick was already planning ahead of time with those preseason games, trying out Gerard Martin there. Which also takes me to his injury. Something tells me he didn't actually get injured during preseason. I don't think it's true. It was all part. It was already planned.
You know what? And it's happened before. It's happened with the national team when he was called up for Spain and he was injured. He didn't go. But Oscar, let me ask you this. Okay, Cubarsi is not getting moved. We have three center backs right now. You're gonna rank them from least trust to start to the one that you're gonna is gonna be your starter. We have Araujo, Christensen, and we have Martin. Who do you least trust to start with Cubarsi?
It's so simple, man. I've said it so many times. There's no reason why a player like Gerard Martin should be playing at Barcelona. I don't care. That Inter game is never going to fool me. I saw every single Barcelona game. He is a liability going forward. He's liability defensively. He doesn't offer anything going forward as a team. There are so many times in games we give him the ball the same way we do it with Balde. Now I'm not expecting him to do the same thing as Balde,
Right.
but he does not offer anything forward. When he receives the ball, his only option is to pass back. There's so many times where we want to progress forward off the left hand side, but we can't because his first thought process pass the ball backwards. That
Right.
affects the team in the way we want to move forward so many times. And it was to a point where I just got so frustrated seeing every single game without Balde there. Every time he wants to receive the ball, pass backward, pass to the side. It's never a thought to go forward.
Who do you list second? If your first doesn't do well, then your second's gonna try. Who's your second?
Araujo. And look, I love Araujo. I think he brings abilities that no one else on the team does. Those physical aspects that he has, no one else on the team has that. But he has those Boza moments in him. He has those moments where he lacks concentrations, especially in the biggest games. We saw the
Mhm.
red card against Barcola, against PSG, quarterfinals of the Champions League last season. And then we saw it last season. That last minute goal from Acerbi, it should not be get passed through Araujo. Araujo is just getting subbed down. He should have more desire, more energy to win that ball than a 35-year-old. How old is it? 37, 38 years
So
old.
yeah, he's up there,
He,
man.
he played the full entire game and he's still beating him to that ball. That should not
Right?
be happening. If
Yeah.
he could take those those moments in his game, those lack of concentration, I think we still have a top center back in him. But until we see him do that, there's still going to be issues with Araujo.
What do you think shift? Because a couple seasons ago, he was, if not the greatest, one of the best
Yeah.
center backs in La Liga. What do you think happened? Was it just an injury that really messed him up, and it's more mental, or is it that he doesn't understand Fleek's system yet?
No, I think that injury definitely has to take into account. It's like you said, when he before that, what was the 22-23 season under Xavi? We were known to be actually very, very good defensive. We had a very
Mm-hmm.
good record in La Liga. We were conceding
Correct.
very little goals. Now, could that be also because of the new style that Flick plays such a high line? He probably doesn't understand it. Maybe, but at the same time, I think the injury messed him up a lot. I think he came back mentally very, very low, and he's trying to get back into that form, but it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while.
We got number one as Gissenson. I
Has
think he's a very underrated defender, and he's so good with the ball. He makes great decisions, great passes. When he was playing center defensive mid, he understands the Barca way. His style fits the Barca way.
He's just a lot more smarter than everybody else that we have at the club right now. He's yeah, like you said, he understands how to position himself in the right areas to not only with Hansi Flick to be in the outside trap, but we saw him play 10 out of 10 games under Xavi, different systems. It just goes to how smart he actually is as a defender, being able to
Yeah.
adapt to so many different styles of plays.
Yeah, I agree with your list. The only thing I would switch, and it's hard because I have such a big heart for Araujo, but even though you're not a big fan of Gerard Martin, I am a huge fan of him. I am the typical fan that understands that he's not a starter. He's a guy that is going to come and play some minutes. When he does it well enough that you don't need to look somewhere else. He's not going to push Balde to become a starter. He's not going to push the center backs to become a starter. But in a team like this, not everybody can be a star. Not
No,
everybody is going to have all those minutes. Gerard Martin is perfect for that role.
everything I explained earlier was him as a left back. Him as a
Right.
left center back. My issue is I don't think he's composed enough to play that position. If we play him in those games, now look, we're gonna get injuries. That is
Oh
bound to
yeah.
happen. Who it's
Yeah.
gonna be, I have absolutely no idea. Someone in our back line between our center backs, they're going to get injured. He's
Right.
going to have games there. A lot of those games are gonna come in big games. I'm predicting that already. I don't think he's composed enough in a big game to play as a starting center back there. I think to lack a lot of how do I say it?
Experience,
Experience, concentration. He's
attention,
not
and the
gonna
timing.
understand.
If you're hunting Fleek, you trust Gerard Martin more than you trust Rafa right now.
You think so?
He is number one sub for whatever it was last season. Gerard Martin. Yeah, the Inter game, he did a really good. He played a really good game, especially with those two crosses. I honestly think it's just the lack of minutes still with him because he's still a young player. If you give him those minutes, if you give him that confidence, I think he's gonna. I'm not gonna say he's a superstar, but he's gonna be an average, hardworking player. Like I said, not everybody can be a superstar, and you need those average, hardworking players that are gonna fight for the team. And I always tell like my buddies an example. Look at Argentina's squad that won the World Cup. I'm not saying they're average players, but they all fought for Messi. They all fought for Messi. They're like, this is Messi's World Cup, and we're all fighting for him. And I feel that Gerard Martin has that same attitude. He's an underrated, very low-key guy that everybody counts out. But he's really good at doing the really simple stuff. And that simple stuff works when everybody around him is doing extraordinary things.
Now, the thing with that though, and it's like we saw it in the Inter game, and like going back to what I said, I really
Right.
think, especially right now with Inigo leaving, he is going to play so many games, a lot more than
Yeah,
what we're expecting now. There's going to be injuries. He's going to get that playing time. I don't trust him enough yet to play those big games for us.
that's
I
fair.
I actually kind of disagree with what you're saying with he does a lot of the basic stuff very well. Actually, I really don't think so. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't know if you noticed, there's so many times where his first touch when he receives the ball, again, I don't want to compare him to Baldy because it's not fair, but he
Right.
positions himself in so many positions where he tends to lose the ball. And
Correct.
like you said, in Hansi Flick's system, hard working though is not always going to work because you need at least a little bit up here to understand the offside trap, to be able to run, especially his physical aspects of the game. They're not that well. I feel like you kind of need that, especially when we're playing in wide areas. The game against Inter, how many times did Dumfries absolutely kill us on that left hand side? If Balde
Right.
is there, I don't think we get scored 7 goals. I don't think
I
so.
agree. I agree. But Valde wasn't there. That's the thing. And then we have another player that can perfectly play that position, which is Hector Fort. but he's getting 0 minutes because Gerard Martin is taking over that position. And for whatever reason, Kunde would get injured. Then you have Garcia. If you don't have Garcia, he's gonna put Martin on that side too. Hansi Flick has that trust for him, and it's funny
Yeah,
because we're literally discussing about Gerard Martin, who everybody at the beginning of the season was like, dude, who the hell is this guy? Get him out. Overall, I do think Christensen's going to be the starter. The only thing I do fear about the back line is it's going to be a little slow.
expect Hansi Flick to not play that high line anymore next season. Maybe certain games. I think games in the league. I don't think
Yeah,
he does it in the Champions League though. Especially if we don't have every single profile that he's going to want for those games. I don't think he makes the same mistake twice because I put the majority of that blame for that entry game. I put it on Hansi Flick. You
right,
don't have the profiles to be playing a high line. Like I said, it
right.
goes back to Gerard Martin. Maybe he could do some of the basic stuff at an okay level. He can do that against the likes of Mallorca in the league, against Levante. We cannot rely on Gerard Martin on a high line against
Correct.
a counter-attacking team. For example, imagine another injury happens and we go to the Champions League with Gerard Martin as our left center back or as a left back, and we start facing the likes of PSG, the likes of Manchester City, the likes of Liverpool,
Right.
Chelsea,
The big
Real
guys.
Madrid.
Yeah.
These teams on that side with Gerard Martin are going to kill him the same way Inter did.
I don't think Gerard's going to be the starter, but he is going to be playing a lot of minutes, and he is going to grow as a player.
It goes back to our injuries. Palle gets injured quite often as well. Christensen gets injured
Hmm.
quite often as well.
Hmm.
Araujo gets injured quite often as well.
Right.
That means Gerard Martin is more than likely going to have to play some of those big games. I'm not confident going into those big games with Gerard Martin being a starter.
Give me a solution. Is there any player that makes sense, especially knowing the financial struggles that Barcelona have, that they can actually bring in?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought about this all day after Inigo leaving. I have absolutely no idea because I'm so lost at where this club actually is financially. I don't know where we're really at. I really don't.
Yeah.
We're at the point we hear so many things. We're so close to the 1-1. I'm starting to think the
Yeah.
1-1 is not even a real thing anymore. We're never actually even there.
But I don't even think we're going to get back to Camp Nou this season. One thing I don't like about Barcelona, I'm a Barca fan at heart. I will tell you when something I don't like is it's happening. I don't like the fact that there's these runarounds, all these lies. So you don't always hear it from the source's mouth. You don't always hear it from like Laporta or the actual people, but you see it from reports from different places. And it's like, okay, is this true or is it just propaganda? Is another club paying for this information to be falsely advertised, or what's going on? And you're saying, you're like, I don't even know when we're gonna hit the 1-for-1. If we're ever gonna hit the 1-for-1, I had to Google to see if we had to re-register Dani Olmo because I didn't know if that was what the hell was going on with that. But apparently, I guess we're good now. No, he's
We're good?
good now.
Okay. See,
Yeah,
but that's the
I
state
was
that we're
like,
at now.
yeah.
That's the state that we're at. We don't know.
I looked up the LaLiga official website and they didn't have Dani Olmo on it. Do we have to re-register Dani Olmo? Because right now we have Rashford and we have Joao Garcia who needs to get registered. Hopefully you enjoy this video. If you do, make sure to like, share, and subscribe.